What is up, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Hunter here from Film Nerd TV, and tonight we are doing another edition of Nerd News. I am not alone. You guys know I always have a co-host, and he's here with me today, Chance Titan Ellison. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a while since we've done this show, but it's always a good thing when we put these together. And it's been a long hiatus, which means we missed a lot of stuff. We're not gonna cover everything we've missed, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
That we do. For our new people who are joining us today, Nerd News is our movie discussion all about nerd topics, movies, um, video games, everything to do with nerd culture, we talk about here. Chance, why don't you open up with our first topic?
All right, so first topic we got today, Apple, multi-billion-dollar technology conglomerate is getting in the business, is trying to get in the business of feature films. They are currently in negotiations with a feature film production company, Cartoon Saloon, to acquire the rights to some of their animated movies, which would make them the first Apple distributed films, which would be them essentially getting into the film game. I mean, they're already in television. They got the Carpool Karaoke the series. They just greenlit a documentary series about Ed Sheeran. Hunter, what do you think about Apple getting into the business of animated films, of just films in general?
It's interesting. I would never see Apple going into movies, but kind of, I'm not surprised. If that makes any sense. Like Chance said, they've gotten into TV. They're definitely into music. The next step is movies. I'm interested to see where this is going to go, and hopefully it goes somewhere good. And a great way to start is in animation because it doesn't cost too much money to start, and you can make your money back real easy with that way.
It depends on where you're working with, because Illumination does Pixar costs a good amount of money to do.
Oh yeah, it does definitely. But starting small with a small animated movie is a great way to start off for Apple.
I definitely think this is going to be an interesting move for them. On to our next story. Uh, Jordan Peele reportedly pitched a Gargoyles movie to Disney. As a report goes from, I believe, THR, the Academy Award winning writer and director of last year's Get Out, reportedly walked into Disney's office and pitched a feature-length live-action adaptation of the 90s cartoon Gargoyles, which ran for, I believe, 3 seasons on
Yep.
ABC Family. Now, I don't know about you, Hannah. I'm a huge fan of Gargoyles. I think it's one of the most underrated animated shows of all time. I've been waiting. Disney's been doing a lot of, uh, adaptations of their animated properties. I've been waiting for them to greenlight a Gargoyles movie because I think it could be really sweet, but it's never happened. And the fact that Jordan Peele wants to do this, I really want this to happen, but apparently Disney does not want to. So, Hunter, what are your thoughts on the Jordan Peele directed Gargoyles film?
Um, well, I'm gonna start by saying I love Get Out, one of my favorite movies of that year. Um, and Jordan Peele did a great job directing it. I've seen very few episodes of Gargoyles, but what I've seen of it, it's a very interesting premise, and I feel like that could be translated to screen so well. Disney doesn't want to do it, so that's probably gonna hurt it some. But I really hope this happens because the premise is there, and you have a world class director on board.
Right. I think the whole reservation with this project is the fact that they don't think Gargoyles is a brand name. I mean, it's a cult cartoon, which, I mean, if it's good, it can make its money back. If not, like that's a huge risk for them to take, which is why I understand why they're not actively pursuing this project. It just sucks because there are some like diehard Gargoyles fans out there that would really be pumped to see a movie like this, and it sucks that it might not happen.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, our next story. Ewan McGregor has boarded the has boarded the adaptation of Stephen King's Doctor Sleep. The novel, of course, is the sequel to The Shining, and it follows Danny Torrance as an adult as he encounters another girl who also has the ability to shine. No word on who else is starring, but Mike Flanagan, director of Oculus, is on board. Oculus and I believe Gerald's Game last year, and also Hush for Netflix. So the dude's a great horror director, and he's clearly got a flavor for Stephen King. And now Ewan McGregor has boarded his adaptation of Doctor Sleep. Hunter, what do you think about this?
Well, I always say there's nothing wrong with adding great talent. Ewan McGregor is a very good actor. One of the only things about the prequels that a lot of people, a majority of people can agree was the best part. The dude's a world-class actor with a director of horror like Mike Flanagan. Am I saying his name right?
Yes, Mike Flanagan.
I've watched Hush. I really enjoyed Hush for what it was. Oculus was a very sleeper surprise to me because I didn't think I would like that going in, and I absolutely had so much fun with that movie. So, and on top of that, you have a great story from Stephen King of Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. Danny Torrance is all grown up. This has the recipe to be a huge success. The only question I have is I wonder if it's going to follow the Kubrick Shining movie. That's what I'm wondering.
I would imagine. I think they could get away. I think they can get away with that. I'm not sure how the whole rights distribution works, but I believe Stephen King retains the rights to the Shining, so I'm not sure if they can reference anything directly from the Kubrick version. But I mean, it is a sequel to that movie, so it's going to be the book is a sequel, so it's going to be a sequel to just The Shining in general. Whether you want to take it as a sequel to the Kubrick one, I guess it's on you. We'll see how that works out.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this movie to come out.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd want a Doctor Sleep movie, but I'm definitely interested. So, and we are living in a period of pretty good Stephen King movies. We had Gerald's Game, we had 1922, It last year. Actually, all of those were last year. All right, moving on. Speaking of Stephen King, It Chapter 2 has just lined up Isaiah Mustafa. That's right, the Old Spice guy.
The Old Spice guy.
To play the older version of Mike. That rounds out the Adult Looters Club with, of course, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader. Jessica Chastain as Beverly, Bill Hader as Mike. Surprise for me, James McAvoy as Bill. And you also have James Ranson as Eddie. I want to say Jay. I've forgotten this guy's name. I'll find it in a second because he's a smaller actor. So
the power of life, folks.
Yeah, right. I also didn't write the story down. But Hunter, what do you think of the addition of Isaiah Mustafa to the It cast? And also, what do you think of this It cast in general so far?
All right, I'm gonna start with the second question. The It Chapter 2 cast so far looks incredible. You've got top-notch talents. Jessica Chastain as Beverly stands out to me because that just works so perfectly. But Bill Hader's a great actor. James McAvoy is an extraordinary actor. And the Old Spice guy, that's all I know him from. But those commercials were genius and hilarious. I know the guy's a true actor. I know he's been in a lot of films and TV shows. But he's the Old Spice guy to me, and he will always be the Old Spice guy to me.
There needs to be a scene where Pennywise just conjures a horse, just for no reason. He's got to make a horse. All right, yeah. Isaiah Mustafa also joins. Jay Ryan is playing
with spice spray.
They got to work that in somewhere. But also rounding out the cast, you have Jay Ryan as Ben, James Ranson as Eddie, and Andy Bean as Stan. So I think, look, when a lot of people were talking about this, they're talking about a lot of big A-list or B-list stars. And I like that they're going a little smaller. It kind of makes these characters a little more identifiable. And just from a visual perspective, they're getting people to look a lot like the younger cast, which I think is really cool. So yeah, It Chapter 2 is due for release in September of 2019.
I'm so excited, man.
Yeah, same here.
Oh.
All right, moving on. Our next story. Deadline reports that Steven Spielberg and James Wan are teaming up to work on an Arachnophobia reboot. Of course, remake of the 1990s movie where a bunch of killer spiders from South America come to the U.S. and get like a whole spider army and just terrorize a bunch of people. It'll be a joint production from Steven Spielberg's Amblin and James Wan's Atomic Monster. No writer or director have been attached yet, and no release date has been set at this time, but it's in development. Hunter, what do you think about an Arachnophobia reboot from both James Wan and Steven Spielberg?
Well, as someone who's never seen this movie,
oh, it's so great.
The 90s version at least. The premise sounds very interesting. Again, you've got a talented director, two talented directors. One, a legend. The other one is a horror director on the rise. This could be very, very fun. Now, I'm going to use that word fun because it all depends on the script and the writing and who has taken true ownership of the direction of the movie. If it's Spielberg, then it's going to be more... I don't know how I'm going to put this. It's going to be a lot of action-packed adventure with storytelling. If it's James Wan, it's going to have more horror elements than action-adventure elements. But nothing wrong with adding great people behind the scenes, and you've got two of the best working today.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I've seen Arachnophobia, and Arachnophobia is a movie that is, I think, primed for a reboot, especially with modern special effects. I think it could be really cool, and I'm really excited to see what this. Hopefully, this project gets off the ground really soon. Our next question: new Kick-Ass and Kingsman movies are in the works. Matthew Vaughn giving a interview with Empire magazine and revealed that, along with his planned third Kingsman movie, he is also working on a spin-off entitled Kingsman: The Great Game, which will shoot back-to-back with Kingsman 3. And he's also working on an 8-hour Kingsman TV show and a film focusing on the Statesman. He's also working on more Kick-Ass movies, namely a solo film about Hit Girl, and was also hinted at Patience Lee, a new Kick-Ass that was introduced by Mark Millar in the comics, could also be a possibility in the film. So Matthew Vaughn is really trying to double down on Kingsman and Kick-Ass. So, Hunter, do you want to see more Kingsman or Kick-Ass movies?
Alright, I liked Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I thought it was a fun action-adventure movie for the summer. Wasn't as great as the first Kingsman. And I also kind of enjoyed the second Kick-Ass for what it was. I love Jim Carrey as Colonel Stars and Stripes. But it seems like Matthew Vaughn is going a little too far with the Kingsman. I mean, another movie, an 8-hour, was it TV series?
TV series.
And then, on top of that, a Statesman movie. Like, that's a little too much. I'd be okay with a second, or a third, Kingsman to kind of run out the trilogy. And maybe a TV show down the line, but... he's fucking busy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, Matthew Vaughn will never run out of work. As for me, I'm kind of done with these two franchises. I really love the first Kick-Ass and the first Kingsman. For second Kingsman, I thought was fine, nowhere near as good as the first. I really did not like the second Kingsman at all. So I'm fine with that franchise just dying. I saw the first movie.
Very intrigued about the standalone Hit Girl movie, though.
No, I'm not. I don't care.
I don't know. It just depends on who they get to play Hit Girl.
You're not getting Chloe Grace back, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I don't know. She might come back.
She will. I guarantee you. I will put money on it right now. She will not come back to this franchise. Ever. Unless they want to do Hit Girl 2049 where she's an adult. Or she'd be Hit Woman in that case.
Hit Woman?
Hit Woman. I'd pay to watch that. Just old. No. Go. I'll go further. Go Hit Senior Citizen. I just want to see an 80-year-old Chloe Grace Moretz running around kicking the shit out of people. I'd watch that movie before anything I just brought up here.
At like uh, 70 years old, just hitting people with her walker.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Let's
Can't
do
you
it.
can't do Earth the Kingdom 2 unless you really try. All right, next story. As we previously reported, the Power Rangers brand has been sold to Hasbro, and they're reporting that a sequel is in the works. Of course, a sequel to the 2017 film, which didn't make as much money as people were anticipating as far as studio executives, but still made a good amount of change, and you still have this great young cast to get if you want to get a sequel out of them. Hunter, what would you say to a potential Power Rangers sequel?
Bring it on. I loved the 2017 movie. I loved that movie. Now, it wasn't the greatest movie of the year, no, but it was so much fun. And the team worked so well together. And just, yes, Rita was over the top as hell. But it worked. It worked. And chances left.
What was that?
But uh, after I said Rita works, you like walked off. So I was like, well, he's gone.
Sorry, I just went to get water.
But
Gun.
yeah, I enjoyed that movie, and it sucks that it didn't make the money that they're looking for from the studios. But to hear that they're making a sequel is very exciting because now you can bring in the Green Ranger and do the Green Ranger saga and all that stuff, and it's very exciting, at least to me.
Oh yeah, this was supposed to be the start of a 6-film franchise, which didn't exactly work out the way it was supposed to. I don't think the Power Ranger brand was as strong as they were anticipating. But either way, I wouldn't go as far as say I loved it, but I did enjoy last year's Power Ranger. I thought it was I grew up watching the Power Rangers, and this movie was fucking dumb. But I think it leaned into that because you can see kind of winks and nods, like yeah, we know, guys. But no, it was a very fun movie. And I do like the cast, so I hope I like the cast. I like people getting work, so I hope they get a sequel.
It can't.
Yes.
Krispy Kreme.
Oh God, that managed to be the worst product placement in a movie in a year with a Transformers movie in it. I can't talk right now because I'm so flustered by that stupid product
I
placement.
don't care. It worked so well. It was already going off the rails. Why not?
That really, what? That made me really want Dunkin' Donuts or fucking. No, I can't say that one. No, Shipley's, but I don't think you know what that is. But
I do. I live in Arkansas. We have Shipley's.
Oh yeah, Shipley's. Yeah, that really made me want Shipley's, not Krispy Kreme. All right, moving on. Speaking of Transformers, we just had the first trailer drop for the Bumblebee movie. Now, this, of course, being the spin-off of the popular Transformers characters, movie set in 1985, I believe.
Yes, 85.
Has Bumblebee taking on his classic shape of a Volkswagen Beetle, and it features him alongside Haley Steinfeld, who I'll say right now is way too good for this movie, and John Cena, who's also too good for this movie. Hunter, what do you think of the trailer for Bumblebee?
You're probably not going to like this, Chance. I enjoyed the first trailer.
Jesus Christ.
Because it seemed like a total shift from the Bay Transformer movies. I mean, this is, directed by the guy who did Kubo and the Two Strings, which I loved that movie. But it seems like it's going a lighter tone, kind of fun, action-packed, but it will work in his hands. And the fact that, one, Bumblebee is now a bug, he is a Volkswagen Beetle, is awesome because that's going back to the original roots. And Haley Steinfeld is a great actress that can really bring life to this role. The first trailer was epic. I thought the music worked so well. Just the shots they showed were perfect for a teaser trailer.
Okay. Okay, look, I'll say some positives first. First of all, no Michael Bay. That is a positive. And one of my biggest problems with the first few Transformers actually, it's what the transforming. in the '80s cartoon, you guys could see, you can see the robot transforming into the car. The Michael Bay movies, just random shards of metal flying around, and then boom, robot. You're just like, huh?
Yeah.
What? Haley Stein was even looking in the trailer. She's like, oh my god, I could see this shit. And you can see the transformation happening. You can say, oh, that's where that part goes. What concerns me is the fact that this clearly looks like a cheaper movie. Evident by the fact that Bumblebee looks totally like a GoBot. I don't care what you say, he looks like a GoBot. And also, like Haley Steinfeld,
He looks better than Bay's Bumblebee.
Sure. Haley Steinfeld's also like really just like non-reactive for the first part of it, until she looks way too into this robot. Like they even have that scene underwater, where it's like The Shape of Water 2, The Shape of Motor Oil.
Shape of Motor Oil.
The way she's looking at this robot, it's like she found the world's best vibrator. That's the movie.
Yeah, PG.
Sorry, I couldn't help that one. But oh my god, she looks way too into that robot. And look, I'm sure Travis Knight's a good director, given the two strengths. Don't love it. It's a good movie though. I really do like it. And I hope he turns out something. I've been excited by Transformers before, and I've been burned super hard. So keeping that in mind. All right, moving on. Moving on. I just want a scene where, and also it kind of makes. I'm gonna keep going real quick. It kind of makes the first Transformers like the rest of the series kind of makes that just make zero sense, because we're told in the first Transformers like, oh, he's here. His one mission was to protect you, Sam Witwicky. And it's like, oh no, he's been here the whole time. Did you not know that? Did you not know that Bumblebee fought the Nazis? I just wanted to sit down. I just wanted to sit here. To be honest,
I think they just gave up on the Transformers movies after like the fifth one. They were just like, fuck it, let's go. Let's time travel somewhere.
I just want to see him where like he just like sits his sample down like, let me tell you about the time I killed Hitler.
Bumblebee killed Hitler.
He did. He fought the Nazis at some point. I don't know why. All right, moving on. Oh god.
All right, hold on. I want to see that movie, Bumblebee versus the Nazis.
Hey, we got a glimpse of that in Transformers 5. It's like a whole elongated sequence of Bumblebee fighting Nazis. All right, moving on. Our next story. Hunt for the Little People and Deadpool 2 star Julian Dennison is set to star in Godzilla vs. Kong. This, of course, is a 2020 release with director Adam Wingard at the helm. Hunter, what do you think of Julian Dennison boarding Godzilla 2? I'm sorry, Godzilla vs. Kong.
Who did she play in Deadpool 2? I'm sorry.
Julian Dennison played Russell, the kid.
Oh, Russell. It's interesting. I mean, I don't know a lot of his work, but I'm just excited for Godzilla vs. King Kong in general. And you've got Millie Bobby Brown in it also.
She's in Godzilla. She's in Godzilla 2, not Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, I thought she was in. All right. Well, screw that then.
Forget that.
It's interesting cast. Screw that then. Yeah, it's very interesting casting, but really this shows that it's all about King Kong and Godzilla, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, you can add whatever actors you want to this thing. Hell, put Tommy Wiseau in it for all I care. I just want Godzilla versus Kong.
Please do that. Please do that.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, put Tommy Wiseau in this movie. All right.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about the director, Adam Wingard, for a minute.
Yes.
Thoughts on him being picked to direct the movie?
It's an odd choice, to say the least. He hasn't, he's done a lot of great movies before. He's never done anything quite this scale, which makes me really interested. And that's been the pattern for every director brought on board for the MonsterVerse so far. I mean, first we got Gareth Edwards, who only done one movie before this. Jordan Vogt Roberts, who had only done one indie before this. Michael Dougherty is directing Godzilla 2, who directed Krampus, which is a pretty small scale. It seems like their whole pattern is getting these smaller directors and trying to put them in a big environment.
Do you think?
And Adam Wingard.
Oh, good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, do you think the backlash from Death Note is gonna hurt him some going into Conference Godzilla?
No,
That movie got
I don't think so
backlash.
at all. Yeah, that movie got a ton of backlash, as we discussed, I think, undeservedly.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, no, Adam Wingard, talented director, and I don't think he's big enough to sell the movie on. Like, he's not gonna say from director Adam Wingard. No, he's just gonna. You're selling it on the monsters, and
Yeah.
I think Adam Wingard's a talented director. He's one of the best like genre filmmakers working today, and I'm really interested to see what he does in this franchise.
Yeah, same.
All right, moving on to our next story. We got some Disney news. First of all, Incredibles 2 opened this past weekend, and it opened to a whopping $180 million. Fact checking that against other Pixar movies, but Hunter, what do you think of the success of fucking shit, Incredibles 2?
Oh, Incredibles 2?
Yeah.
It's shocking, to say the least. I mean, the movie, what was it, about 14 years from the first one to the second one?
Yeah, 14 years.
Holy shit. And the fact that people were just waiting for this movie to come out, and the fact that it opened big is great for Pixar.
Wow. Okay, and I can tell you right now, this is opening at the highest opening weekend of any Pixar movie ever released. It's beat the record previously held by Finding Dory by about $55 million.
Wow. That is epic. Like I was saying, like, it's good that the first movie had a huge fan base that was just clamoring for a second one, and when the second one finally came out, they rushed the theater to see it. Because now, I maybe want to see a third one. Like, I haven't seen the second one yet. I don't know if it lends itself to a third one or not, but I'm definitely seeing it this weekend, and I'm super excited to.
Yeah, someone who's seen Incredibles 2. I mean, doors open for a sequel if they want to do one, and judging by the numbers, they might greenlight that. Who knows? I mean, they don't have anything.
Please,
they don't have any other sequels. Go ahead.
Just please don't make it like 14 years later.
Yeah, wait another 20 years for a sequel.
2048, Incredibles 3. Holy shit!
It's funny. The movie actually opens up with them talking about how like animated movies take long to make. It's pretty much that. It's pretty much like a 2-minute video of us going like, "We're sorry.
We're sorry. Now stop bugging us.
Stop bugging us. God damn. Here, take it.
Here's your movie."
All right. Moving on.
Oh god.
Our next trailer. Next trailer we're going to talk about is for Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2. This, of course, being the sequel to 2012's Wreck-It Ralph, and this one follows Vanellope and Ralph as they tour the internet. Hunter, what do you think of the first trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2?
This is probably one of my favorite trailers of the year so far. I love everything about this trailer. I was excited for Wreck-It Ralph 2, and then they were like, Ralph Breaks the Internet. I'm just like, yes, because now they get to play with so much stuff which they show in this trailer. Them going to Disney, and just like the Disney princesses, the best line was Penelope like, are you guys okay? Should I call the police? After they're like, were you kidnapped, tortured, almost
Poisoned.
murdered, poisoned?
Yeah, you watch that, you're like, damn, Disney princesses have had it rough.
Yeah. And then they were like, I love the autocorrect station where it's like, umbrella. It's just like
the complaint.
Huh?
The search engine thing, right?
Yeah. The autocorrect engine or whatever.
Yeah.
I just love everything about this trailer. The trailer had me so entertained throughout. And just the fact that I'm hyped for this movie even more shows that the trailer did its job.
No, yeah, totally. I really did this trailer. Um, I think it's gonna be interesting to see like all of these different Disney properties interact. I want this. Look, we'll get an A in my book if it leads to a fight between Star Wars, Avengers, and the Muppets. That's all I want. That's all I need in this entire movie. I don't give a shit what happens the rest of it. But there's gotta be a way for Ralph to find the dark web, right? They gotta make that kind of joke. You can just like walk by a sign that's like Corn Hub or something like that.
Oh my god!
You gotta do it. You have to do it somehow.
No,
find a way.
Kids film.
It doesn't be prominent. It's like in the background somewhere.
Pixelated.
Pixelated. Yes, that'd be perfect. That'd be absolutely perfect. All right, so our next show we're going to talk about is for the Lego Movie 2, the second part. This, of course, being the sequel to 2014, the direct sequel to 2014's The Lego Movie. This will follow the continued adventures of Emmett, played by Chris Pratt, and his buddies, including Wildstyle, Batman, all sorts of other colorful characters, as they deal with a post-apocalyptic Lego society brought on by the invaders of the planet Duplo, who, from the premise, it reads that they break everything faster than they can rebuild it, which is why everything looks like absolute crap. Hunter, what do you think of the trailer for Lego Movie 2, the second part?
I thought it was very entertaining. I love the first Lego movie. I love Lego Batman movie even more. What was the other one?
Oh, Lego Ninjago?
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I was very interested in that one. But the Lego Movie 2 trailer looks like it's picking up where the first one left off and adding a new twist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that post-apocalyptic world looked kind of like Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, it did.
Which is amazing. I love all the pop culture references that the Lego Movie had. Yeah, I'm very excited for this movie. I just think the Lego Movie works so well that a second one was just waiting to happen.
No, yeah, absolutely. And that's a movie that, for all intents and purposes, should not have worked, but the fact that it came out was so good and was so smart.
It should have been terrible, but somehow it worked.
Yeah, no, like it was a 2-hour commercial for Legos that was actually had a lot of smart and had a lot of brains to it, and I thought it was a really great movie.
I kind of felt the same way about Lego Batman. I was like, well, this shouldn't work, but I've watched that movie over and over and over again and still enjoy it every single time I watch it.
No, yeah, totally. And this one has new additions. Tiffany Haddish, who's huge right now, and also Stephanie Beatrice, who's on the show Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's really funny on that. And I really do want to see what she does in this. And so Lego Movie 2 second part comes out February of next year. And our last trailer we're going to talk about today is a trailer for some movie I'm really looking forward to this year, and that is Halloween. This is, of course, a direct sequel to John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween. This is ignoring all previous sequels before that. It continues the fighting adventures of Michael Myers versus Laurie Strode. This movie is being directed by David Gordon Green, who directed Stronger last year with Jake Gyllenhaal, and is also a writer along with well-known comedian Danny McBride. So, Hunter, what do you think of the first trailer for Halloween?
Halloween? This trailer was amazing for a teaser trailer. It showed me exactly what I wanted to see, which was Michael Myers versus Laurie. And what I like about it wasn't Michael Myers going after a young, helpless teenager. No, Jamie Lee Curtis is old, she's rugged, and she's ready to hunt Michael Myers. It's a hunter versus hunter situation. And when that goes down, I am so excited to see what's going to happen between them. The trailer was epic. It had a great eerie feel. The score, when it kicks in, was epic and nostalgic, and it worked so well for me.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I also love this trailer. I thought it did a really good job of just tension and build up. I didn't really love the end joke with the closet. My closet won't close. Oh, the teeth too. But my end over the closet just surprise, bitch.
No, bitch.
That was great. And there's also a lot of great visual work. The thing with the mirror worked really well, I thought. And yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis
Question?
returning to her Scream Queen roots, which I'm really excited to see. You had a question,
Oh
Hunter.
yeah. Oh no. I was gonna bring up the fact that there was a line in the trailer that they said was very interesting, which was, um, it was Laurie's grandmother or a granddaughter, whatever,
Yeah,
talking with
granddaughter.
friends, and they were like, "Oh, I heard that your grandmother and Michael Myers were brother and sister." She says, "No, that's just a rumor." That's very interesting because that didn't come up to the sequel,
Yeah, that
and
they didn't make Laurie Michael's sister until Halloween 2, which what I think could be a really interesting thing they do is like if every sequel was just like a rumor started in this small town that just got way out of hand, and that's why like the sequels that we got are the rumors that we hear. But the only thing I'm doubting about this is the fact that we're erasing all the sequels, which means we're erasing the time that Michael Myers fought Buster Rhymes. Like that's have you seen Halloween? What am I say? It's Halloween Resurrection.
I've seen that one. Didn't like it.
You didn't like Michael Myers fighting Buster Rhymes?
No, I didn't. I love the original, and that
Oh,
was
God.
dumb.
No, that was dumb. Like if you have not seen Halloween Resurrection, don't even watch the movie. Just go look up the Buster Rhymes fight sequence on YouTube.
That's it.
It's
Just
just
look
so
up the Buster Rhymes fight.
it is just so baffling. But
Um,
anyways,
hold
go
on.
ahead.
I do want to bring it up. This does bring up a very good question, though. Why is Michael Myers going after Laurie now?
I don't know. Well, I'm sure maybe she still is his sister. Who knows?
Maybe that's the twist at the end. Maybe it's like a callback to Halloween 2.
Maybe.
Either that or like he sees it as like unfinished business,
Right.
and,
Well,
he's out for revenge.
Halloween 3 could have still happened just because Michael Myers isn't involved in that story, which means the evil toy maker with his match, could still be out there. We don't know.
Season of the Witch is still canon.
Oh God, I hope so, because that movie is just nuts.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah. All right, moving on. That is it for miscellaneous news. Moving on to our brand name stuff, and we're starting out by blasting into a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars. Our first Star Wars story is
Wars, nothing but
Star
Wars.
Wars. All right, our first story is a Boba Fett movie is in the works from Logan writer and director James Mangold. Hunter, what do you think of this news?
It's kind of shocking to see that they're still going along with standalone movies after what horrible box office record that Solo had. But you have a good director, you have a good screenwriter. A Boba Fett movie can work. I'm just surprised that they're going with one so soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, Disney's been greenlighting Star Wars projects a ton in the past few years, and we've had 4 Star Wars movies in the past 3 years, which for a big Star Wars fan like me, that's incredible. And I really liked every single Star Wars movie they put out so far. I've seen Solo 3 times already, so whatever.
I haven't seen Solo yet. I want to though.
I really enjoy it. But yeah, no, Boba Fett is. I mean, I got him on my desk right here. He is my favorite Star Wars character, and I really want to see Boba Fett in his own movie, as being an absolute bounty hunter badass. And I do want to see him. What I think that could work is they use him as like a conduit for the audience to go into the criminal underworld of Star Wars, which is something we haven't seen a whole lot of aside from Solo. We kind of get into it in Solo, but really could go a lot deeper. We could bring a lot of bounty hunters in there. We can get Dengar, 4-LOM, IG-88, all those weirdos, and we can make a really cool like bounty hunter like Western crime movie. And yeah, Dan Mangold, great director.
Oh, yeah.
Logan, my second favorite movie of 2017. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, speaking of Star Wars movies, we have. Sorry, go ahead, Hunter.
I was just gonna point out, like, I think a Boba Fett movie would work better than a Solo movie because, yes, Fett is a iconic character, but you didn't get enough screen time with him in the movies. This one you can dive deep into and get more of the lore, which would probably work better than the Solo movie, which we've had, what, 5 movies with Han Solo in it?
Yeah, 5. Including Solo,
Yeah.
yes, 5.
Yeah. So I think this one would work better, and as you said, it could be like a great space western bounty hunter movie. And with James Mangold, I am really excited for it. I'm just surprised that they're going for it right after. I'm gonna say right now, Solo's probably a bomb for the Star Wars and Marvel and Disney.
Let's see. Looking up the worldwide the gross for it right now.
I think they spent like $300 million on it, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 275, and they're at about 340 right now. So it's moving a little slower than probably anticipated.
I mean,
I still think. Good.
It's probably still going to make its money back, but just barely.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and it's gonna take a while for it to break even, and I really hope it does because I hope more people will go check the movie out. All right.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of which, speaking of Star Wars movies, it's reported that there are 9 Star Wars movies in development as of this moment. So, speculation. You got to assume. I mean, you already got the trilogy from Rian Johnson. You got the trilogy from Game of Thrones boys, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. This Boba Fett movie, which we were just talking about. There's been more of an Obi-Wan movie, but nothing ever been completely set on that. I don't know. I think Episode 9 doesn't count in this. What could the next one be? Maybe a Lando movie. Who knows? Hunter, what would you want to see? No, you have not seen Donald Glover as Lando. Like I would honestly watch a whole movie about Lando Calrissian having sex with random in space. But no, Lando Calrissian in the movie, I think would be really cool. Trust me, you haven't seen Solo. Like Donald Glover's Lando is fantastic.
Oh, I bet. I'm ready to see Glover as Lando.
All right, but Hunter, what kind of Star Wars movie would you want to see?
I see. This is real hard because I'm not sure what the Rian Johnson trilogy is going to be about, nor Weiss and Bennett's movie.
Benioff.
Benioff. Huh?
It was Benioff, not Bennett.
Oh, sorry. But if I could pick a movie, I'd probably. Let's see. Very tough question, Chance.
Yep, that's what I do. I bring the tough questions.
I have no idea. I do feel like 9 movies is a lot, but what are you gonna do?
But it's not like we're gonna get like 9 movies tomorrow. Like these are obviously gonna be spaced out at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine we're gonna do like one trilogy first and then a trilogy.
Yeah, but I mean, like even 9 movies spaced out is kind of a lot for Star Wars.
Sure. Either way, all these projects sound to me just incredibly interesting, and I can't wait to see all of them. And you know what I don't want to see is George Lucas' sequel trilogy, which we got information about earlier this week. And if you think the Disney Star Wars are bad, you ain't heard this shit before. So George Lucas, look, say what you will about the guy. The dude's the real auteur. He created one of the most influential universes in movie history. But man, the dude I don't know what happened. The dude just went off the rails at some point. And reading his sequel trilogy ideas, it's very apparent. His sequel trilogy, they were going to go into the microbiotic world to interact with the midichlorians, and a world of creatures called the Wills, which people who know Star Wars trilogy was actually part of the title for the original title for the Star Wars Episode 4. But yeah, we're gonna get a lot more midichlorians and a lot more Wills in George Lucas' sequel trilogy, which I think sounds like an absolutely god awful idea because midichlorians were stupid to begin with. Hunter, what do you think about George Lucas' sequel trilogy ideas?
You keep the midichlorians out of this fucking movie, George. That's it.
Something that clearly no one told him on the set of Phantom Menace.
No, George.
Right.
George, look at me. I'm telling you, don't do it.
George, stop. Put that down right now.
Stop. No, bad George.
You're better than this. All right, moving on.
I'm sorry, George.
Yeah, no, George Lucas, I respect you immensely. And
Yes,
even he said himself, he said like, yeah, fans would have hated this shit.
Yeah, we will.
We would have, because we don't like midichlorians to begin with. All right, but enough about George Lucas. Let's move on. Let's take out the trash. Let's talk about DC. All right, Hunter's giving me the finger. So first of all, we had some photos drop, which I'm going to pull up right now. Photos for 2 upcoming DC projects, first of which is Aquaman 2. Not Aquaman 2, I'm sorry. Aquaman. Just regular Aquaman. Not Aquaman 2. I'm sorry. Aquaman. So, first of all, you got this one. I mean, you got some shots of Jason Momoa looking all shirtless and tattooed. looking super jacked. He is ribbed for your pleasure. I mean, yeah, you got him in this shot right here. He's soaking wet, as you expect someone like Aquaman to be. This isn't a euphemism, by the way. He's literally like soaking wet right now. You see this, Hunter?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Then you got this shot right here, where it's Amber Heard plays Mara, Jason Momoa, director James Wan, and this person right here, who from like front shots and like character pieces from the actual magazine, you can tell it's Nudis Volko, played by Willem Dafoe. You got the cover right here, which reveals Nicole Kidman as Queen. Can't remember her name right now. I feel bad forgetting, but yeah, Nicole Kidman right there. Something I'm really excited to see. Black Manta will be played by Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Let me bring up this photo right here. Yeah, there we go. You got him looking at his iconic mask.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah, that looks really cool. And finally, a shot of a face-to-face with him and his brother in the movie, King Orm, who will be played in this film by James Wan mainstay Patrick Wilson, who of course works up with James on the Conjuring movies. Yeah, here we go. He's looking all blonde.
Looking all blonde.
Fire in the background. There's some fire in the background. Don't know why. They're underwater. But yeah, you got the fire. You got the 2 tridents.
Cool.
And he's actually the main villain. Didn't want to say he's actually the main villain of this movie. Although if I looked at this picture, he's not hanging it. I would assume that that's Aquaman and that's King Orm. But Hunter, what do you think? What do you think of these photos?
Oh man, all of them look epic. I mean, I've been excited for a James Wan, Jason Momoa Aquaman movie for a while. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really good movie when it comes out in November.
No, yeah, it comes out in December, by the way. Hunter?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, it comes out in December, not November. But either way.
Sorry.
What does come out in November is Wonder Woman 84, which we got the pictures from also. We got some looks at her costume in 84, looking all, bright, colorful. All in her Wonder Woman glory right there. And we also got this shot of someone we didn't know was in the movie. Stevie Trevor, look at his face. Look at his face right there. He's like, I don't know why the fuck I'm here. I don't know how I got here.
He's like, I'm not dead. Surprise.
He's like, I'm in this. The fuck. But yeah, Wonder Woman 2 is said to take place during Cold War era America, and she'll be taking on Cheetah, who will be played by Kristen Wiig in the movie, which I think is really interesting. Yeah. So, Hunter, what do you think of all this Wonder Woman 84 news?
It's exciting. As you know, I love the first Wonder Woman movie. I thought it was just fun and epic and just great all around. And the second one looks like it's going to be really good with Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. Steve Trevor coming back, played by Chris Pine. Yeah, everything just looks like it's going really, really well, and I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, people know I'm not the biggest fan of what the first Wonder Woman. It's my sixth favorite comic movie of that year. I didn't think it was bad. It just didn't do it for me. The last act really set the movie in my mind. What throws me off is like Batman v Superman. Like Wonder Woman, I left the world of men 100 years ago, but now it's like, oh, except for that one wacky adventure I had in 1984. But also, like, the 80s, come on. Everything right now is being set in the 80s. I mean, Transformers set in the 80s. It's set in the 80s. Stranger Things set in the 80s. Like, we get it. People are nostalgic for the 80s. Captain Marvel at least has one step right. They're always going to the 90s, so they're one step ahead. But yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be good. I mean, you got Patty Jenkins back doing her thing. Not sure when, or why Steve Trevor is back, but I'm sure they'll find some kind of way to bring it to comic movie, whatever. But yeah, I mean, everything so far looks good, except for Chris Pine looking just super.
It's like confused. A flashback scene.
No, because there've been like multiple set photos to see him there, so I'm pretty sure he's actually in the movie, which makes zero sense. I don't know how you bring Chris Pine back. Ooh, you know what? The working title for this was actually Wonder Woman Autumn Avenger, because bring someone back from the dead from a world war. I just didn't rip out Captain America enough. Either way, moving on. But I'd rather watch Wonder Woman 2 than this shit. A Jared Leto solo Joker movie is in the works because people at DC just hate us secretly. Hunter, what do you think? Why? What do you think?
You know what I find funny though? And I'm okay with Jared Leto's Joker because it is a different take on the Joker. I'm not saying it's my favorite. I'm not saying it's the best.
Yeah, you love Jared Leto's Joker? Oh, wow, you're on camera. You're on camera.
I said,
you can't take that back. From now until the end of time, you love Jared Leto's Joker.
But I like that it's a different take on the Joker. But what's funny is, people were saying how much they hated him in Suicide Squad, but then those same people were the same people saying that they wanted more of Joker in Suicide Squad.
Who the fuck was saying that?
Everybody. They were saying that.
I will address this because people said he's bad. People said he's bad. Maybe if we see more of him, he'll be better. Then you see the extended cut, you're like, oh no, he doesn't get better. He only gets worse.
See, all right. Standalone movie, I'm iffy about because they are doing a lot of standalone Joker movies.
We'll get to the other one. Yeah, Will Phelps. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of Joker at this point. It may even more increasingly with this one. The other standalone Joker movie that's taking place, an origin story taking place in the 80s, has seemingly been confirmed with Joaquin Phoenix starring, Todd Phillips directing, Martin Scorsese executive producing, with a reported budget of $55 million. Which, sure, I guess. I mean, I didn't ask for this shit either. I don't want a Joker origin. That's when the Joker got stupid in the comics. And look, Killing Joke's a great comic, but at least it's a one-off. So we don't have to work with that as the Joker origin story. But I don't know if you watch that show Gotham, but I can't stand that show just because they ignore all sorts of Batman lore. They have a person who is very clearly supposed to be the Joker. And it's just Cameron Monaghan plays him. He's a good actor, but oh my god, the fact that they give a Joker an origin is stupid because that's just not what he's about. Hunter, what do you think of this this Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie?
I do think it's dumb that they're doing a Joker origin story because the whole point of Joker was that he doesn't even know what his origin story is. Even he says in The Killing Joke, to him it's multiple choice. Whatever one you choose, that's it. Because he don't even know what it is. But if you're going to do it, Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor. I think he can portray a great Joker. And you've got Todd. Is it Todd Phillips?
Todd Phillips.
And Scorsese helping him. You've got all the right mechanics to make this work. But I'm not interested in seeing an origin Joker movie.
Oh, so we agree. I don't want to see a standalone. I don't want to see a standalone Joker movie. It's like period. I just want a Batman movie. Just make a movie about Batman. That's all I want. Or make a Superman sequel. I don't care. Just stop making all these movies that no one's asking for. As clearly evident by the fact that Cyborg is possibly dead. Which, sure. I mean, he was like the third most interesting character. No, not even third. Probably like the sixth most interesting character in Justice League movie, which I notoriously do not like. Well, it's fine. But either way, our final DC story. Jeff Johns exited his post at DC to write and produce the Green Lantern Corps movie. Hunter, what's your take on this?
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that he is doing what he knows best, writing. He's a great comic writer, and when you have someone on there like that who knows the character so well, it's going to make the movie, hopefully in the script, that much better. But, I mean, it is sad to see him leave, but he's still on there. He's still working with DC on the Green Lantern Corps movie. Well, that's interesting. And the fact that the Green Lantern Corps movie is still happening is very exciting to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Green Lantern Corps movie. I think it could be really cool. And yeah, Jeff Johns, great writer. He breathed life into a lot of different comics over at DC. And I would bring that same part to the DC universe that they desperately need. All right, and moving over to the sunny side, let's talk about Marvel. So, first piece of news we have outside of the MCU is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse trailer the full trailer, not just the teaser, has dropped. Now, Hunter, what do you think of this trailer?
Well, when I first saw it, I thought that the animation style was a little weird. But after I got used to it and got into it, the trailer was awesome. Seeing Miles Morales, seeing Spider-Gwen at the end, Gwen Stacy, seeing Peter Parker, seeing all the different Spider-Man from the Spider-Verse team up was just awesome. And the fact that we're finally getting a Miles Morales Spider-Man is just epic to me.
No, yeah, totally. And yeah, I think the animation style it's very stylized. And I kind of like that. I think it helps differentiate from a lot of different animated movies coming out today.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I really like the voice acting. I did like that joke at the end with Peter's dad. Like, Dad, I love you, Dad. I love you, Dad.
I love you, Dad.
That was really funny. And I like that we're getting all these different Spider-Men into the same movie. The cast includes Shameik Moore, Brian Tyree Henry, Oscar winner Mahershala Ali, Oscar nominee Haley Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen, Jake Johnson, and Liev Schreiber, who's playing the main villain, the Kingpin in this movie. Yeah, I think this looks really cool, and I can't wait to see it. And staying on the subject of Sony Marvel news, the Black Cat and Silver Sable movie, Silver and Black, has been taken off the release schedule, which is supposed to release, I believe, March or February of next year, and that has since been removed. Hunter, are you sad we're not going to get to see Black Cat and Silver Sable in all their big screen glory?
Not at all. I was not excited for this movie. What's the point?
Yeah, I echo. Like, who asked for this? I certainly didn't. I'm still not even sure if I wanted the Venom movie. But
I want the Venom movie now. I've seen it.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on Venom yet. But either way, getting into the succeeding Marvel franchise, Marvel Cinematic Universe. First piece of news: Avengers: Infinity War has passed $2 billion at the box office. That makes the fourth film in history to do that. It's currently sitting behind Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Titanic, and number one grossing movie of all time worldwide, Avatar. Hunter, did you see Avengers passing $2 billion? Did you see that coming?
Yeah, I saw Infinity War 3 times in the theaters, and each time I just kept loving it more and more and more and more and more. So the fact that it finally hit 2 billion, that means people were loving it so much they went back 3 or 4 or 5 times to go see it, and that's just incredible when people who are passionate for this movie keep going back and supporting it.
Yeah, there's actually one fan who saw Avengers: Infinity War 43 times, and he got invited to the Avengers 4 premiere.
That's awesome.
That's nuts. I couldn't imagine watching a movie 43. Can you imagine how much he spent on tickets? Like, he must work at a theater or something. Because, like, my God, like 43 times. That's over four. Like, if he saw all that, say he saw like standard ticket price, like $10. That's over $430 to spend on that movie. There's gonna be one weekend where it's gonna be like, like in weekend box office, it's gonna be that guy.
Yeah,
Keeps seeing the movie.
it's just nothing but him.
Yeah, just him. All right. Next piece of news. Captain Marvel has just hired a composer, Pinar Toprak. Who is that? She is a up-and-coming composer who she's worked on. She was on the producing team for the soundtrack for Justice League. She worked on a few episodes of Krypton, which I don't know if I saw her episode because I stopped watching that show after episode 3 because it sucks. But
Krypton's pretty good.
No, it's not. It's terrible. But either way, this makes her the first female composer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this is I would say this is fairly big. Hunter, what would you say?
Oh yeah, it's definitely historic. It's definitely big. I'm excited to see what she could do, and just Captain Marvel just keeps gaining momentum, and I'm actually really excited for it. Um, it does get me kind of weird that we're going back to like the '90s to do it, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. I'm used to the MCU moving forward, not really going back that much, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for it, and this is a huge milestone for MCU.
As long as Arsenio Hall is in this movie, I'll take it. But our final MCU story of the day. Ant-Man and the Wasp is Backlash Track came out, and they're currently tracking for a $75 million opening weekend. That is, of course, a huge improvement over the first one, which only grossed about $57 million. Hunter, what do you think about this box office track for Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I like the first trailer. I haven't seen that many trailers afterwards. I don't know if they put out like TV spots or anything. I bet they did, but I love the first Ant-Man. I'm gonna go see the second one. I'm not as intrigued as I was for the first Ant-Man. Maybe it's because the villain in this one seems kind of weak. I won't know until I see it, but just from the trailers, it just seems like another throwaway villain. The humor is there, but it does seem kind of forced to me. But I'm definitely excited for it. I'm definitely gonna go see it in theaters.
From the guy who liked Justice League. But speaking for me personally, I really love the first Ant-Man. I thought it was a great, fun little ride, and I do think that people caught on to the first Ant-Man are going to turn to this one because they want to see the continued adventures of their favorite character, or not their favorite character, but one of their favorite characters. I mean, people are really big fans of this one, and yeah, I'm definitely really looking forward to this one. All the trailers have really sold me. I think it's going to be really good. And that'll do it for news for us today. And giving my plugs now, you can find me at Twitter and Instagram at ChanceWars_91. You can check me out on Full Metal Media. I do stuff there all the time. And you can also find me, my YouTube channel, Chance the Critic, and subscribe to the podcast, Notorious by Chance, which I do with my friend Russell Howell. Our episode on Elektra is going to be published, I believe it'll be published tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. I will definitely be checking that one out. Yes, and if you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe to Film Nerd TV, and check out our audio version of this show, Nerd News, which would be on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, and pretty much wherever podcasts are sold. All right, guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.